Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 16th of April. So just looking at news-wise first, and we've got not a lot of news out today. We've already had the Australian data out, which came in much better than expected. Unemployment change was expected to be minus 33,000. It actually came in at plus 5.9 thousand, which surprised the analysts, I should imagine. Anyway, unemployment rate even fell from 5.4 to 5 back down to 5.2. Aside of that, the actual news we got out 9:30, we got the Bank of England credit condition survey. It doesn't normally create anything in volatility, and unemployment claims, the weekly figure is due for the US at 1:30, and now again that did very little last week. It sort of came in at well over expectation last time at 6,606,000. So it's expected to drop a bit back down to 5,350 this week. We'll see how that goes, but volatility wise I don't think it'll do too much. Aside of that, building permits, no one's interested in those at the moment. I don't know why it's on Forex Factory as an orange. It should be yellow, and it just hasn't got any oomph at all. And the Fed Manufacturing Index may give us a bit of an early sign of anything, but I expect that it's expected to come in at minus 30. I don't expect any volatility at all around those numbers. So on that basis, looking just purely at the technicals here, and the euro really almost bearish engulfing. Certainly the TAL's just pitching out below there. Where to today? Well, it looks soft. I mean, yesterday when I was looking at it first thing in the morning, I was really looking to see if we got a break back up above the 8, but it just wasn't going to happen. Eventually it just broke down this trend line here, and it just continued going for most of the day with a dead cat bounce sort of situation here. At sort of 2 o'clock it started picking up, but it hasn't held on. And I'm looking at this market at the moment with a long tail above us there. It just looks like, well, perhaps it's just going to just roll again at this stage. So looking weakish at the moment, and as I say, may see further downside with the euro there. What would surprise me? Oh, I say surprise me. What would me change this? I know there's a daily pivot up above us, but if we got a break of the trend line between this high here at 1900 hours and 7 o'clock this morning, if we got a break of that sort of high, then maybe we'd see it push up a little bit, but looks soft. Anyway, that's the euro. The pound's not doing any real difference here. In the bigger picture, it didn't manage to pitch up higher yesterday, just pitched lower, and found a bit of support around that daily 8, which it's had a bounce off again this morning, but looking soft as I'm recording this. It's sort of just this picture. It just looks like it's rolling a little bit here, maybe just holding up fractionally better, but not a lot. And this too looks like it could just be pitching back at this stage. Now again, you could draw a line above those two highs there and say, well, if it breaks that, maybe we could get a higher low eventually coming in the shorter time frames. We maybe have had those, but this bigger time picture does look like it could be heading towards that 200 moving average there and the prior lows. So it does look soft at the moment. Dollar yen. Yen, well, yesterday just pitched up there, pushed up. Dollar yen pushed up again, just sort of in this range, double bottomed, and that was that. So it's if anything, well, maybe it's on for that weekly pivot at some stage. Higher lows, higher highs through this sort of current situation. Again yesterday in the afternoon, it just sold off at one stage there, but has again pitched back up there and looks bullish from what I can see here at this stage here. So another bullish looking market there. Aussie dollar. Now there was some good news through the Asian session there in terms of the unemployment data, but it barely seems to have had any effect at all on price. As we've seen most of this data at the moment, it's just not really affecting things too much. So this weekly pivot for the Aussie dollar looks more and more likely. Now it just sold off yesterday in a neat neatish way, and it's doing a similar situation at the moment. It looks like it's going to maybe roll through this 200 and continue through. So bearish looking for most of the currencies, bullish for the US dollar at this stage is where we're sitting. Quick look at push on oil here. Quick look on oil. What it's doing is not going too much either way here. Did wonder, I mean, from where it's sitting here, whether this is sort of a long-term long. It's sitting at that sort of $20 barrel, and it may be for some an opportunity to, if you're patient, sit there. If things start going back towards normalization, yes, there's a lot of oil sloshing around, and the production will need to be kept low, but the oil producers won't want to see oil down this low for very long. So it may be an opportunity. If it dropped even further, I'd buy even more into it. So there you go. But it's a long-term thought there. S&Ps finally. These were selling off at one stage yesterday, and has managed to pick up again, although it was a down day in the end yesterday. Picked up through the Asian session here, but certainly yesterday just rolled over into its 34. Again, good bounce through the Asian session there. It's fight its way not to come back towards that weekly pivot at this stage, but we do have more and more earnings reports coming out, and I think as we go forward it's going to be hard for this market to retain this bullish sort of outlook in some respects when we're seeing such weak numbers coming through for the companies, and little chance for some of them of paying any dividends etc. this year. So that's where we are. Pretty much the S&Ps looking soft. Bit of divergence across the lows there actually on this 60 minutes. So, I don't know, but it's probably worn that off now in terms of its movement. But there we go. That's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.